Number 5. So when we talk about mass action, we're talking about mass participation, mass opportunities, mass ways for people to vision and dream, and not just vision and dream, but implement. Not just have ideas, but experience what it takes to put things into motion and feel the power of doing that through practicing democracy, collective power, liberation. And again, when I say practice, I mean that again what's been said is there's many spaces for us where we talk about our ideas, where we have theories and concepts, as Marisa was saying, but we need to practice them. Because honestly, there are a lot of our ideas that don't hold up as well as we would like them to in practice, which means that we need to evolve them, which means they need to be able to break open so the life of those words becomes a reality as opposed to those words keeping us caged to a reality we think is supposed to exist. So practice needs to free us from rigid ideology of what things are supposed to look like and create mass opportunities for experimentation, growth, and learning. And so with mass opportunities, there's mass opportunities for leadership development, to experience what it is to impact things politically, socially, economically, culturally. And so in Arizona, for example, it wasn't just those who were taking arrest who were doing direct action. But while people were in jail, hundreds of people from Arizona, from around Phoenix, including people from around the country, held all-night dance parties, taking the street outside of Sheriff Joe Arpaio's jail. One of the most feared sheriffs whose entire career is about installing fear as much as possible with real implementation of raids and attacks on communities. An organizer from Phoenix was saying that he wouldn't have imagined a week ago that people of all kinds of backgrounds would have been dancing in the streets without fear, coming together in multiracial dance moves to experience what it's like to claim power. And so it's not just getting arrested, but it's about having a direct impact on changing the political reality of our society through empowered action of our bodies and our lives, politically acting, not just to ask someone to do something different, but to change how we live, how we organize, how we socially come together to create a different culture that allows us to change the political space of what is possible. And so really quick, number 6, I want to lift up the Ruckus Society, an organization that did tremendous amounts of work. Catalyst and Ruckus did work around training hundreds of people in direct action. And so Ruckus Society in the late 90s was a majority white environmental group that did direct action organizing training and did fantastic groundbreaking work. Around the WTO convergence in Seattle in '99, they became focused more and more on economic and global justice. Out of Seattle, a mass conversation around direct action organizing, racism within the movement, how do we actually connect direct action to long-term organizing in communities most impacted. Ruckus went through an anti-racist racial justice transformation for many years of intentionally. Catalyst Project was working in part of Ruckus for many years. Dozens of folks from all over the country, Ruckus leaders, were heavily involved. Folks of color, white anti-racist folks, heavily involved in trying to transform this organization from being majority white to becoming what it is today, which is a multiracial organization that does direct action organizing strategy and skills work in frontline communities, and they're continuing to do groundbreaking work. So they were in Arizona training hundreds of people in both English and Spanish trainings, and they were doing an incredible amount of support for action teams, and it was a beautiful thing. And I think in many ways we saw future possibilities expressing themselves in Arizona with working class immigrant communities leading a mass direct action that involved people all over the country also acting on that day. One of the cities that wasn't included is Louisville, Kentucky, that did actions. And it was a powerful expression of what we can do. But we need to deal with these myths, we need to learn these lessons, and we need to practice so that our ideas don't keep us locked into what things are supposed to be, but we practice so that we can understand how things are and then create the political change to make our possibilities a reality through organizing and building power.